How's everyone doing here today? Thank you for watching, and thank you to each and every one of you who went out and voted yesterday. Whether you voted early or you waited for election day itself, that's the opportunity to get your voice out, and we saw some considerable results. One most notably was in the state of Ohio, where they voted to enshrine abortion rights in 175 Constitution, marking a major victory for pro-choice voters. Okay. That was also one of the states I did a little volunteer work for. Even though I don't live in the state, I was doing some postcard writing to get people to vote, but most importantly to vote on the abortion issue, because let's be real, it's still a big problem that's going on in our country today, and it's only gotten worse ever since the Supreme Court chose to overturn Roe v. Wade. Specifically, the amendment will establish individual rights to one's own reproductive medical treatment, including abortion, contraceptive, and miscarriage care. Now, I've talked about this before, though not lately, and when I did, there was some blowback because there were a lot of pro-lifers out there. Now, some of them I do believe come from bad faith. But before some of you come out and say things like, oh, you're a baby killer, you don't care about stuff like that, no, my stance is really very simple. I'm pro-life and pro-choice. Now, that may seem like a contradiction. It's not. To clarify, I don't want to see abortions happen. I really don't. But I also understand two important details. One, clearly I'm a male, so I'm in no position to tell any woman what she can do with her body. Secondly, there are instances where an abortion is medically needed, like a high-risk pregnancy or in the instance of rape or incest. But we've gotten too many lawmakers, primarily on the right, that want to pass laws that just do a nationwide abortion ban, or just do it with minimal weeks to as a safety period and everything, and all it is doing is compromising women's safety. Okay, spare me the Bible-bumping thing, oh, we're about pro-life and everything, and they're full of it. They're not, okay? Because a lot of these people are beholden to somebody like Donald Trump, who is, a convicted sex offender and a liar, a criminal in itself. So they talk about religious values, yet they pick some rather odd people to support. Now, why do I bring this up? Is because in their instance, it's not about pro-life. It is anti-abortion, and that is based on control. Okay? And what a better way to control people, marginalized groups, whether it be by gender or by orientation or identity, than to strip away their rights. Okay? And if you think it would just stop at a woman's right to choose what she can and can't do with her body, you are seriously kidding yourself. Okay? And, truth be told, as I said, I don't want to see abortions happen, but in a perfect world, that would be the case. But it's not. Now, on the flip side, my remedy, even though I'm not an expert, but just talking to some medical experts, doing some research, in my field in project management, we have something called prevention over inspection. What that means is avoid the problem, rather than find yourself in a situation where you're facing a problem and you have to solve it. If you avoid it, you don't need a solution. Now, there's no perfect solution for this, I'll be honest. However, here's some things we could do that could help prevent abortions from happening. One, make contraceptives easily and readily available for free. Obviously for like 18 and over. And it's not just a teenage problem, okay? There are adults, and older people that, run into this issue. Secondly, education. Teach your kids, okay, how to be more responsible. Teach them about birth control and everything and stuff like that. I know some people are a little sensitive about that, but sex education, when it's done right, can do a lot of good. But when it's done poorly or not done at all, it can lead to a lot of harm. I'm not claiming to be an expert here, but my focus is trying to solve the problem. There are ways to do that. And we can't count on a corrupt Supreme Court that right now is, mostly conservative, leaning towards right extremism. And let's face it, the things we've heard about a lot of judges that are getting some frivolous gifts and vacations just goes to show they're not there to serve the American people. They're not. Maybe not all across the board, but in a lot of instances, they're more about an agenda. And that agenda is not for the benefit of Americans. Certainly not for the care of a woman's health. Okay? So in the meantime, until we get enough Supreme Court judges out there to reverse the damage, which may never happen, it's going to take a while to repair the damage. And in the meantime, a lot of people are still going to be hurt. So the only thing we can do now is vote to try and protect their rights. Because there are too many people out there, primarily Republicans, who all they want to do is strip away rights, claim it's in the name of, pro-life because we care about the babies. Here's an interesting thought that I've had that I've never seen, which right now it's resulted in a lot of forced births. Okay. Are there any programs that these lawmakers, Republicans and conservatives, that are trying to set up to help these women to take care of their children? And as far as I know, no, there isn't. So they only care about the fetus while it's in the womb. Once it's out of the womb, all bets are off. Well, how is that being pro-life? Okay, and for more proof as to things that are going on, not just about abortion, but things that they're doing against women. Here's some interesting tidbits. In 1974, Republicans and conservatives voted against the Equal Credit Act that would allow women to apply for their own credit cards or mortgage loans. Men should always co-sign because, women, I guess, they felt weren't good enough to manage money. In 78, they voted against the Pregnancy Act. They wanted to keep an employer's right to fire pregnant women because nothing spells pro-life than taking away a pregnant woman's income or employment. They voted against, in 1980, allowing women to report sexual harassment in the workplace because, men will be men and, ladies, you just got to, give them what they want. 2012, they voted against the equal pay for equal work for women. Men should be paid more. I don't think so. What's wrong with equality? And in 1994 and 2012, they voted against Violence Against Women Act, which helped victims of domestic violence and rape and educates law enforcement. Why would they vote against something like that if they're all for protecting women's rights and pro-life? Oh, and in 1972, they fought against selling birth control to single women until the Supreme Court back then, when it was a little more fair and balanced, made it available for all. Because, women have to play their role in submission to their husband, but they can't use birth control. So that means you're going to get more of a greater chance of unwanted pregnancies that would lead to abortions. Again, are they trying to solve the problem? The answer is no. And I'm not saying all Republican or conservative lawmakers are like that, but a lot or too many of them are. Until we start, voting to either vote them out or pass laws making it difficult or impossible for them to do that, this problem's never going to go away. So, this is some good progress, but we still got ways to go. So, just keep up with the voting, keep finding ways, write to your congressman, and doing what we can. Because in the end, we all have to play our part. Note, this doesn't affect me, all right? I don't have kids. I'm married, but I'm not a woman. But like a lot of people claim to be pro-life, I can honestly say I care about people and mean it. And my words prove it, unlike them. So, anyway. Thank you for watching. I really hope you understand.